testhim 1.
Oh, testhim 2.
But we haven't got testhim 3 today.
No, testhim 3. Testhim 3's missing.
Michael's not with us, is he,
No,
unfortunately?
bless him.
But welcome to this rather different episode of the testhim podcast. We're here today at Silverstone as part of the Porsche Cayman Sprint Challenge GB Media Day, which has been a blinding day, hasn't it, mate?
It's been amazing. Cool. I'm absolutely exhausted. I haven't even driven a car. I have no idea.
You have, haven't you? You've had a Porsche experience.
Oh, I have driven a Porsche today, my first ever Porsche. I mean, that was awesome.
How was that? How was it?
That was great. What a beautiful car. So nice to drive, and I love it. I've properly fallen in love.
Yeah, they're really nice cars, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Ian basically went over to the Porsche Experience Centre, which is the other side of the circuit, to drive a Porsche Cayman, right?
Yeah.
So the road version of my race car, and an Experience in the Taycan, which is their electric.
Yeah, that was
crazy
mental.
Thing. Apparently, I've never been in one, but apparently their 0-60 is like silly and it makes your eyes fall at the back of your head.
It's a 2-ton car.
I know, it's a monster,
and
isn't it?
Shifts like nobody's business. It's weird. It's like being in a spaceship because it sounds like one as well. You haven't got that of an engine.
You get a whoosh of a electric sound. I think there's like a fake sound that comes with it, isn't there?
Probably, yeah. It was all gadgets. Like, well, this is not like my Honda Civic.
Yeah.
So, but you must just be buzzing. Like, what a day! This has been awesome, hasn't it?
It's been an amazing day, hasn't it? Like, obviously, I've come here today with high expectations of myself. Because obviously, we finished on a pretty good high last year, despite the contact at the last round, wasn't it? But we wanted to bring momentum to this championship. We're joining a brand new team this year. Well, we're joining a very established team, Redline Racing, this year, which is quite a big step for me. Quite a difficult decision, and then obviously it was a big decision to make. But actually, I think we've made the right one.
Yeah, from what we've seen today.
So I'm really happy. Yeah, really happy. I couldn't believe jumping in the car this morning. I think by the second lap, I think it was, I hit the throttle hard and I just was like, wow, what has happened? This car's so different. So really grateful for Redline for setting us up today and getting us out there and getting us kind of up in the top 3, which is where I finished today, isn't it?
Yeah, you finished P3. You're P1 at one point. Second session, you were P1.
Yeah, and I think I would have been P1 in the last session, but I dropped the car in the dirt, so I had to back out the lap.
We'll gloss over that.
We'll gloss over that one, yeah. Anyway, the bullshit stops obviously on round 1 at qualifying, doesn't it? So we'll figure out. We'll find out then when we're back here racing. But it's been amazing.
Have you enjoyed it? What's it been like? It must be like coming to a new team, a new setup. The car is different. It's the same car, but it's different in terms of the setup. What's it been like, kind of getting back in the car? Here we are racing for facility again. What's this, 4th year or 5th year? 4th year. 4th year. So
it feels really daunting, to be honest. I must admit, today felt like the first day at school again. That kind of little anxiety, the nerves kind of there, and I'll kind of come to this team. They've brought me on, which obviously I'm very grateful for. And there comes an element of pressure. They gave me no expectations or pressure, but you want to obviously turn up and show that you're actually worthwhile to the team, because we've signed with Redline Racing alongside Steve Roberts as a 2-car pro team to fight for a team championship. So I'm not just doing the job for me, I'm actually now got a teammate that I've kind of got to perform with. So there is definitely a pressure of that. But of course, season 4 of the Racing for Fertility campaign is so exciting. Interesting, I was chatting to Katie only about a week or so ago about kind of run up to the season and just how far personally I've come. Obviously motorsport was like a massive escape from dealing with all my demons. And weirdly, although we've got Oliver now and we're very grateful, but there is still that kind of hangover from the fertility treatment. Yeah. And actually coming to a racetrack and blowing off the cobwebs of racing, no matter what, is just such a nice thrill just to enjoy and do. Yeah. And I can't wait to do more fertility awareness track days that we've done in the past, because I want everyone to experience that. And like you today have obviously gone out and driven a car. Yeah. And when we've had guests in the car before, how excited they've been. And I kind of want everyone to experience that. So yeah, this feels like a really special year this year. And I feel like we're in a really good place with where we're at with the
feels really special after today. I mean, turning up this morning like 8:30, I'll say the cockpit, that's not the right word. the garages.
There's a pun.
This
is fallen over. I think Michael chucking a yellow car.
Yeah. The garage was absolutely buzzing at 8:30 this morning, and the car's been rewrapped, hasn't it? So that looks,
drinks and delivery. It's nice.
I love it. It looks beautiful.
Really mean, I think, this year.
It does look mean. Like when you've been coming down the straight here, like the front end of it, I wouldn't want to be seeing that in my mirrors if you're racing.
No.
But.
And that's kind of what the intentions was this year. It's like we kind of had quite a soft livery last year.
Yeah.
And the car looked gorgeous. By all means, it looked gorgeous. But this livery does look a little bit fierce, doesn't it? Like you see that in your mirrors, and it's like, okay, I'm here. And I think that's very much the moral of the story this season, is that like my determination to be back on that podium and back on that top step has never been stronger. I remember before the GT Academy in 21, having that feeling of like, I really need to be on the front row and need to be winning races, because I want to represent all those couples out there that are suffering from fertility issues. So I feel like I've got my mojo back, and I'm feeling really, really strong about this. And I suppose watch this space, really, isn't it?
Isn't it?
We're already about 3 or 4 weeks from the first race at Donington at the time of this recording. And I suppose that's when we'll find out truly where we are.
It's going to be such an awesome weekend that weekend.
Yeah.
Are you going to be nervous?
Oh, 100%. I'll be shit myself. 100%. I think it's, I think any driver, if they say they don't get nervous, is lying. It's a big thing. We've got 18, 19 cars on the grid. We're driving speeds of up to 160 mile an hour. Some of the corners are in excess of 120, 130 mile an hour. It's a dangerous sport. It's a real buzz, but that's where I feel most alive, when I'm on that edge and I'm, balancing and dancing the car through a corner. So I can't wait to go up against my.
And do you, like, obviously, let's say 4 years of racing for fertility, what you've been through with your, that horrible phrase, journey with Casey, and now, like, say, Ollie's here. Has that changed the campaign for you?
Not at all. The meaning of it still exists. Obviously we've been very fortunate having Oliver, but that is only because the campaign existed in the first place. Because if I didn't start racing for fertility, I may never have been diagnosed. And that's pretty much the kind of the essence of what testhim's about, isn't it? Our title sponsor, because testhim is there to help guys get the right support, the right education, and ultimately get the right tests so they can get diagnosed correctly. And that was me, wasn't it? Going back to 2020, prior to that, I had no real information about myself other than just a basic semen analysis. So kind of putting that onus back on guys, get checked, get tested, and feel empowered to do so, then hopefully other men and other couples can have the outcome that Kate and I have had. And I think it's really important to note that not everyone will biologically conceive, but I think it's really important that when you go through a fertility journey, I say again, I hate the phrase, but knowing you've done everything actually is a really important thing for a guy, because that moment of wonder and what if and I don't know, and that kind of what's the term that we often hear about is unexplained infertility. Yeah, it's just such a, to be honest, it's quite a shit thing, isn't it?
It's sort of a cop out almost. It's like, oh well, we've looked at the woman really thoroughly. His sperm's all right, so it must just be unexplained. Yeah, where do you go from there? It's a really difficult place, isn't it? And that's where we was back in 19 through into 20. So I'm really grateful for you, for Michael, for the legendary Jonathan Ramsey that we often talk about, and all of the diagnostics that's helped me out there. And this campaign this year just feels ever more special to push the message and get people out there, get people checked. So we're going to see some podiums this year, do you think? Mate, we've got to, haven't we? we've got to be on the podium this year. After today, I mean, crikey. Oh, I think I'm going to be in bits, because this year, Porsche as a brand is obviously a very big step from Ginetta. The competition this year in the Sprint Challenge is even better than last year. Yeah, it's judged by media day, it's been really tight. I think we've had the front 6 cars separated by about a tenth or 2 tenths over the day. Nothing in it. Nothing. Yeah, that's like fractions of time. You can blink and you've got 2 tenths. So, so it'll be great if I can get that top step. I'm going to be in floods of tears if I end up winning a race. Honestly, we're just all so amazing, excited. It's going to be amazing. So, watch the space, I suppose, and wish us luck. See how it goes. But before we wrap up, because it was just a kind of bit of a bonus episode, wasn't it? Shamefully, I haven't got mine on, but because I can't hear anything when I've got mine on. Bobble hats. The bobble hats, they're so thick. It's like, I can't hear anything. I have to turn it up like that. Come on, what's the story with the bobble hats? So the bobble hats, because we've not spoke about the actual bobble hats, have we, on the podcast? No, we haven't. No, not on the Racing Fertility episode. So the bobble hats was a bit of a fun invention, really, just to kind of get me out there a bit more when I joined the paddock. So Russ and Ross, never confusing. They turned up at my house one morning in 2021 with basically wearing these enormously orange glowing bobble hat, and I looked at them and think, what are you guys doing? What the hell is this? And they looked at me and smiled and said, we've got a boot full of them. So of course, sure damn it, went out to load my massive race bag in their boot, but it couldn't fit because there's just literally a massive stack of these bobble hats, and we kind of divvied them up and got them out there. But the bobble hat really was created to kind of get us out there,
so that we're visible, but the orange bobble hat represents the marshals. So not many people know, but marshals on a race weekend offer their time up for free. They volunteer to come here,
isn't it?
and they keep us safe. You know, if we have an accident, they're the first ones there.
Yeah.
They genuinely risk their lives. I mean, there was a marshal that passed away sadly at a race event at Brands Hatch a couple of years ago. Devastating news. And these people are doing it for their own enjoyment, but they're volunteering so that we can race and put on a great show for all the fans and spectators that watch this amazing sport. So the orange bobble hat is kind of a nod to the marshals, and the bigger we can make the bobble hat campaign, which is a little bit of a side gig to the Racing for Fertility, the more support we can show to our marshals, and the bigger our TTR bobble hat family grow.
And it's always great to turn up at the paddock, isn't it? It's like, you know, when I turn up, it's like, okay, I don't know where you are.
But you just hear glowing little
just
bubble of orange.
See a bobble hat, right, there I go, that's where I'm going. But then you see them in the crowd, you see them throughout the day, they've been on TV.
Yeah.
And they've travelled the world. Well, to Everest Base Camp.
They've been to Everest.
They've been to Everest.
Yeah, they've been to Monaco.
Yeah.
They've been to Le Mans, Daytona. They've been
Spa.
Everywhere. Everywhere. And it's really great because we've got a great little fan club now of people that have got.
We've got our own Facebook group as well, haven't we? The Bobble Army Facebook group.
Yeah, so join that if you fancy keeping involved in the action. But the nice thing about the bobbles is that, like, if you're new to come to the racetrack to watch our event and you want to find out where we are, just look for an orange bobble. You're going to find someone to talk to. And we're a friendly bunch. Everyone that wears them, we encourage everyone to be a friendly bunch. We're a big family. We just want to make sure that everyone can enjoy this sport for what it is. Because I think sometimes this sport can be seen as a bit of an elitist sport.
Yeah.
And this side of the fence that we're on today is quite strange for us. Even myself, it still feels a bit weird. But we want to open it up so that everyone can enjoy the sport for what it is.
I have to pinch myself every time I'm here. It's like, I'm hanging around with Porsche motorsport drivers, and like, it's not, you know, like, you know, you wander through the paddock and you see the cars out there, and it's like, wow, this is
it's quite something, isn't it?
But we've got an order of bobble hats coming, haven't we? So people are going to be able to buy these bobble hats.
They're coming very, very soon, and they actually might be here by the time this podcast comes out, and they'll be for sale on my website at tobytriceracing.com. Go on my store and you'll be able to order them, and we'll get them shipped out straight away for you. And grab a bobble. There comes with a caveat with the bobble. They're obviously very, very warm, so get them in time for summer. Because racing's in the summer, and we wear a really warm bobble hat. But the true die-hard fan,
we keep it on all week, all weekend.
There must be some sort of health warning. I should really go out with them.
Quite.
But no, it's mega, isn't it? It's a great little sport.
But I mean, different to our usual podcast. This one, not in a nice slick studio, but
it is.
Amazing. It's been a fantastic day. To see you up at the sharp end with the timings, it's just incredible. I can't wait for the first race, and so people can follow you along, can't they, on ITV, because ITV4.
Yeah, the race on ITV4, which is going to be exciting.
But let's wish you all the luck.
Thank you, mate.
Definitely, let's get some silverware for all those guys out there.
Let's do this, and stay tuned. We'll be updating my progress on this podcast throughout the season. Follow testhim on Facebook, Instagram. And follow myself if you fancy it, Toby Trice Racing, where we'll be publishing all of our racing journeys and endeavours. And watch this space. We are racing for fertility, and we're out there to break down the stigma for all those couples that are going through a really hard time right now. So mega stuff on it.
Great.
Mega. See you
soon,
guys.
Later. Bye.